Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Boys Blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Blues, 1975.
This is Fist 2, The Legend Continues, released by Melbourne House in 1986. Also released on the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC. So this is a follow-up to the absolutely revolutionary, groundbreaking one-on-one fighter of the 8-bit micro days. It was obviously took a little bit of inspiration from International Karate, or no, sorry, Karate Champ, I should say, because the whole what came first, Fist or Karate, International Karate, sorry, that's an argument for another day. Now, this we had back in the day. I'm not playing the one you think I'm playing, or you probably might know what I'm playing, depending upon what I name this video, but the sequel back in the day, quite well received. We had it, absolutely loved it. Also felt a little bit disappointed that it never kind of, you know, took advantage of 1 to 8K, you know, beefed up the sound effects, because that was the only, like, missing link, or weakest link I should say, on the original Spectrum version. Anyway, it was ambitious, and kudos for trying what they did, but did they pull it off 100%? No, not really. Apologies for the background noise. I do live on the business road of the West Country, and this is a 48k beep game only. But so it's I have a gameplay of it. I have a comparison of it against Commodore 64, but I wanted to revisit this because this, you could argue, is the best. It's not without its faults, and that's there basically because it's not Fist 1, but the best one-on-one fighter on the Spectrum with a health bar. Granted, you know, competition is not high, but yeah. Anyway, before we get to that, so original Fist 2, you have to run around finding scrolls. It's an arcade adventure exploration game where every now and then you will run into a bad guy and you have the full range of moves. I mean, that in itself is incredibly impressive, of the original game. So then you have to fight that bad guy, then carry on collecting scrolls, moving around. You could drop down to like sewers and stuff, or caves, because, you know, they didn't have sewers then, or climb up ladders to go further and further up into the mountains. Everyone loved it, a little bit too ambitious for its own good. However, and I'm constantly surprised to still find this out, not many people realised that there was another game on side B, which was Fist 2 Practice Mode, or generally considered to be, or generally referred to, I should say, I'll learn to talk in a minute, as Fist 2 Tournament Mode. And it was basically a 1 or 2 simultaneous fighting game, you know, think Street Fighter and stuff like that, where you would iron out your moves and stuff like that. So the fact that you had a whole extra game, and I would argue that if you like two-player fisticuffs, this is the better game to play than the one on the other side of the tape. Also, finding this ROM was surprisingly difficult, which probably backs up the fact that I said not many people knew that this was a thing. Anyway, right, so we need to player 1 options. I'm playing this on joystick because obviously you have 16 moves, so you have up, right, down, left, backwards, up, left, and then with fire button added, so some of those would be punches if you just move them with themselves, and they're not your, you know, move backwards, move forwards, move up and move down. So your diagonals basically, I've only just worked that out after all these years. Your diagonals, without pressing fire, are your punches and stuff, and then with fire pressed, your diagonals, and obviously up is a flying kick, are your kicks. Anyway, you probably already all knew that, but then how many of you, be honest, knew that this was on side 2? So player 1 options, that would be me, sure. Right, joystick. There we go. Like I said, I would have liked music on the title screen, which is a bit funny because there isn't music on the title screen, but there is music in the demo for when you get into the fighting screen. Right, so Kempston. There we go. Now it's really fickle on doing the cursor keys. Like, and I remember this back in the day on the actual main menu on side A. They just, I don't know. You'll see what I mean. See, easy. There we go. Relatively painless, and then enter. See, now we get music. Fair one, demo. Why didn't you put music? The background graphics are lovely. Well, this one is. Not so much the next one. It's a dirty mess. If I get there, you'll see it. But yeah. So, it's polished. It's just, I don't know. Surely you should have reserved this for the title screen. Anyway, I'm just giving it full AY chip goodness, beefy sound effects. Right, so, enter. I'm the guy on the left. No, it's the demo, because it says demo top left. I forgot, I've got to press 1, not enter. Anyway, before we get into it then, so there is no time, there is a score, there is actually, sorry, but there is a scoring system as well. But more importantly, at the bottom, you can see 2 health bars. So you get all the moves of Fist, and you get health bars. So this basically makes this the best game of that type on the Spectrum. There we go. So, down right, lung punch. Up right, head punch. Forward and kick, punch. See what I mean? Weak sound effects. The moves are all here. If you can land a flying kick, because some people complained, all 2 of them actually played this version, that it seems to take too long and stuff like that. Well then, obviously you can block. I don't know how you block. But if you can land, like head kicks and flying kicks, that's where the real damage is done. Just like real life. See? Bosh! I'm playing this on a Wiimote, so it is not the best pad for fighting games. I had to get my excuse in there already. See, that would have hit then. But yeah, so you got animation just as good as the original. You've got all the moves. Look, Van Damme. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Hey! Yeah. Come on! Oh! Turn around. Turning around is a bit awkward. Come on, you know you want it. So, where people complain is they say, oh, we're out of time. Shizen. Does that mean I won, though? It's just not as fluid as the original, but you could argue, well, the fact that it's ditched, you know, that whole yin-yang, you know, point-based scoring system, it's not going to flow quite as nicely. Maybe if they balance the moves a bit better, but you got your one-on-one fighting game with a health bar, and people never even realise. Did you get this if you bought it on budget? Don't know. Come on. Your clock is your biggest enemy in this. Stop blocking, you pussy, and take that bandana off. Yoink! And also, he's better at all the moves than me. Oh, come on! Don't stay in the corner like a pussy. Oh, my head punch. Oh, come on! Oh, and they die like vampires, look. 11 seconds left. Well, obviously my points are beneath. Yeah, here you go. What the fuck did they do with the sky? If they just left it as that light blue with white clouds, it would have looked lovely. Everything beneath, you know, Skyfall, looks alright. Also, look, I didn't know they had this in the 1700s, but he's got a baseball cap. So, yeah, like I said, maybe I'm the only person who likes this more than Side A, but I rate this because once I realised this was a thing, I think I did probably play it as a kid back in the day, but was more obsessed with Side B. But once you realise this was a thing, then, like I said, you've got your best one-on-one fighter with a health bar. Also, you can feint. Did you see that? You could do that in the original Fist, to be fair. Yoink! Also, sometimes it crashes out and they just freeze, and then you can pommel the shit out of them. this is not one of those times. Also, you forget how effective punches are, and you just keep trying to land your hard blows. Look, he's blocking everything. I refuse to believe he's that good. Thanks for that, aeroplane bastard. Right. No! Yeah, see, like, it's not perfect, and I'm not saying it is perfect, but maybe allow us to turn the time off. Oh, first down. But like I said, you tell me another game apart from Yaya Kung Fu, Yaya Kung Fu, Yaya Kung Fu, Potato Potato. Human Killing Machine, Street Fighter doesn't count. Fighting game on the Spectrum that has a health bar. I mean, not even Fist Plus does it? Well, Fist Plus is obviously a rip-off of IK Plus, but... And funnily enough, that's not actually on that memory stick that I bought. It had pretty much every Spectrum game on it, off Amazon for my Retro Games The Spectrum. Quite surprised at that. Gonna have to add it myself. Gonna have to get off my ass and do it myself. Don't want to do that. But yeah, so this is impressive, and I had to revisit it because, and I understand the mechanics now a lot better than I did when I first played it for a video. But yeah, like I said, superb animation, lacking in the sound department, but it's a one-on-one fighter with a health bar. Maybe some people will argue that the original, you know, IK Plus and, you know, Way of the Exploding Fist point-based system works better on this sort of computer. Well, that's up to you, but you've got the option, and what's even better about it was they gave you the option as a whole separate game on the tape. What was it, $7.95 back then in 1986? And so, I mean, that in itself is mind-blowing. I don't think any of the magazines, because I pored over the reviews when I saw adverts that this was coming out. I was obsessed because I loved the first one. The fact that, you know, it's like, it's a whole adventure game and shit like this. Again, what's with the sky? Look at his mask. Yeah, I pored over the adverts and then pored over the reviews, and I don't think any of them mentioned it. Maybe that's just me misremembering it as a kid. So by all means, correct me, but... Oh, I wish I was playing this on a decent joypad. You'd be toast, motherfucker. Van Damme. Hey, they were doing... Thanks, Noisy Motorbike Bastard. They were doing Van Damme's kicks before Van Damme was doing them. Because this is... Nah, Bloodsport's 87, isn't it? Oh yeah, so this is before then. Look at that. Flying kick. See what your mask does now. Oh, damn it, my fucking lemonade. Sorry. I think there are just 3 backgrounds. Come on. Come on, Haggis. Point to the quote. It's kind of fighting related. I can't even see if there is time on this one. Is there time? Anyway, again, he does like a vampire. Oh, we got to fight him a couple of times. Second down. I want to hit him in the back of the head. Hey, you see your mask work then, motherfucker? When a mask to a gunfight. Turn around. Oh, he's crashed. What's this? See how weak your punch is? Yeah, weird. Or you could argue, handy. Look, your shin kick, the range is different on those kicks, so you couldn't Van Damme him if you wanted to. See? How do you roundhouse? Like that, but that's a weird one. It's quite powerful though. And it moves you backwards. That's how powerful it is. Hey! So yeah, there you go. I've waffled and I've talked a massive amount of bollocks through this gameplay, and relax, we're back to stage 1. But like I said, I might be the only person who loves this more than the original game of Fist 2, or Side A I should say, and really rates it as a one-on-one fighter. But by all means, correct me down below and let me know. And also, did you even know this was on the bloody tape? As always, I'd love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Ah, you fucker.